Hello, hello, hello. I know I'm late. I'm a few minutes late today. What can I say? Yeah, but guess what? I am officially here now. This is Flower Child 567. And today is the Tamriel Storyteller Hour, and I just wanted to say a couple things before we begin. First of all, I have made a great achievement. I think it's a great achievement. Maybe some of you won't think it's a great achievement, but I think it's a great achievement. And let me share with you what that great achievement is. First of all, let me go to my inventory. Let me come out of there. Okay. And let me go to, I think it's journal, achievements, right? And if I come right up here to the top of it, look at that, Grand Master Crafter. I'm of course, a 9 trait master. So I have finished all of these. The last thing I needed to do was the Unsurpassed Crafter, which was the 100 Master Writs. And I did the last 3, excuse me, I did the last 3 last night, and check it out. Okay, so for me, this took me 2 years to achieve, and that was continually working on the different aspects of it. The Professions Master, Unsurpassed Crafter, Trait Master, Jewelry Trait Master. I learned the Nirncrux trait and the True Style Master, Recipe Compendium, Potency, and Botanist. So I now wear Grand Master Crafter, and I get the Skyforged Smith Hammer, which I haven't created yet. So let me show you in crafting what all of this means, okay? So if we go up here to the top of crafting, and like I said, based on the amount of time I play in world and stuff like that. Hey, Deep Dark, hi. It took me 2 years. Now, it might not take you 2 years, but one of the longest aspects of it was doing the research to become a 9 trait master, and then of course the Unsurpassed Crafter, which is doing 100 master writs, which also ties into this True Master, which is getting 50 full motifs. These are very costly aspects of becoming a Grand Master Crafter. Anyone who's done it or is working on it knows just how expensive these 2 achievements cost. All right, so of course I'm a Grand Master Crafting Harvester. Just because you're constantly harvesting to get this achievement. Okay, let's see, Jewelry Trait Master, so I know all the jewelry traits. Master of Refinement, Professions Master. I know I'm a master in all of the skills for Alchemist, Blacksmith, Clothier, Enchanter, Jewelry Crafter, Provisioner, Woodworker. This is the easiest part of the list. So start doing that. Don't shirk on that if you want to get this achievement. I'm a deconstruction analyst, a master deconstructor, soul shriven style master. Yes, I went through that. Rank 8 destruction analyst, an alliance style master. I know all of the styles for our wonderful host of alliance racial races in Elderscrolls Online. And then Trait Master, right here. I know all the traits for all the stations, weapons and armor and clothing. I know all of that. And of course, there's my crafting, my daily crafting, which you need to do. The Nirncrux, which I did all of that. Big tip on that. Don't leave the Nirncrux for the very end to research. Let me tell you why. Start researching any and everything you can, because in the beginning you can only research one on each crafting table. Then eventually you're able to, once you get your skill lines, you're able to research 3 items on every crafting station. So that helps a lot. But if you leave your Nirncrux, which is the most expensive of all the traits to research, it's going to take you a long time. It takes you like 27, 28 days to research it. Everybody thinks that it's because it's Nirncrux, and that's not the case. When you begin researching, everything takes you 2 or 3 days, and that's no matter what trait it is. So if you go down the list of traits at your research menu, then you think that those are all based on timelines and importance of research. You can start at Nirncrux, which is the bottom. That'll take you 2 to 3 days and work up, and you get to the very top one. That one will take you 27, 28 days to research. Nirncrux is expensive, so start weaving it in, buy the items, and go to a guild trader. I found Craglorn has a lot of Nirncrux items you can buy. Some are expensive, some aren't, but you're going to be paying anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 gold coin for each item in Nirncrux. But start doing those. Get those out of the way. Of course, the jewelry crafting, get start on that, all your jewelry traits. And of course your traits, there's all your traits again. And I think that's about it. The racial styles have been learned. I don't have these learned yet, but and I have to do this. I still have to do this one. But I'll tell you what, it is so exciting to have achieved this. So I had to start off today sharing this with you because it just makes me feel so good. Hey, Crossthread, Turnip King, Supreme Goddess, Whitehead, thank you for being here and sharing in my achievement with me. I'm very excited, really, really, really excited about it. So, yeah, anyways, hope you're all doing well today. Thank God it's Friday. And I got to tell you, I am doing, I started this last week and I'm continuing it this week, but we are going to be doing, the, a zone map. Last week, what did I do? Does anybody remember? I did the Reach, and then over the weekend I played, whenever I logged in, I played in the Reach. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to Craglorn. So I'm going to show you Craglorn. We're going to be looking at Craglorn lore. So as you can see, here's the map of Tamriel. Let me zoom out. Cyrodiil is in the middle. All right, and Craglorn is just right up here at 10 o'clock. And this is Craglorn. And Craglorn is got some of the, it's very challenging for me. As you can see, I don't have all the bosses. I don't have this done. This is where I need to go next. So guess where I'm going to be playing through the weekend or until I get all of the achievements done. It'll be in Craglorn, between Craglorn and Southern Elderscrolls, because I'm still working on collecting some of those. Hey Visionary, nice to see you. And Alone in the Dark, nice to see you too. I'm working on getting that, what do you call it? What do you call it? Achievement, the tapestry and a couple things. I own one home here, and it's the Domus Phrasticus. I can't pronounce it. We're going to start off in Craglorn by visiting right there in just a second, and let's get started. And you might want to know what I'm wearing because it is a new motif set. Let me cam out so you see it. It's beautiful. I did this when I got my true Master Style achievement. I went ahead and created an outfit that I thought really reflected that skill, that achievement. And so this one is called, let me go to my character. It is called the Blood Forge Mage. And yes, that is a motif. And every aspect of it that I'm wearing is a blood forge. This, everything, even the leggings underneath that you can't see. So, and I just did it in white and purple. Pretty, huh? Yep. Okay, here we go. Let's get today started. I'm late. All right, lighten those candles. There we go. Opening that apocryphal tome. Okay, you guys, we're going to travel right off the bat to Craglorn. Let me get around here. Okay, so let me give you some pixie dust so that you can travel with me. Do I have my pixie dust? No. Where's my pixie dust? There, my glimmer dust. I call it pixie dust like Peter Pan. Tinkerbell. There you go. Good. Now, let's see where we want to go. We want to go to, we want to go, let me pull out my, my travel orb. So let's see, here we go. Oh, wait, what? What's happening here? What? This isn't the travel orb. Oh no, I can't get out of this. Whew. Boy, I thought I was stuck there. Wow. All right, let me try that again. I know there are days like this when things kind of go wrong. All right, here we go again. You ready? What? What? What the heck? I don't... What's going on? Okay. They say three's a charm, right? So... I guess I'm forgetting to open the portal. So let me open the portal. That one could never go wrong. There. Opening that portal. That's my problem. All right, now let's go ahead and bring up that map of travel. Let's see. We're going to go right to that house in Craglorn. There it is. Boink. And let's go on over. It is a classic house called Domus. I can't say it. Okay. As a friend of mine pointed out, you speak English slang because you're American. All right, here we go. So I never pronounce anything. I'm going to take you to a Dramora's house, by the way. So this isn't the normal one you're going to see. It's a little personalized and built up, but get ready because it's going to be fun nonetheless. I want you to really come in reverence. Oh, what's that? What was that just ran over there? Let's go investigate. Oh no. Oh, he's creepy. Oh yeah, very creepy. Oh no. Anyways, here's the house, and there's our host. Oh gosh, a Dramora. Oh, I'm bringing my friends here, and well, I just wanna use your house. What's that? Oh, of course, I'll take them in. Yes, of course. Here, I'll take them in. Can you open the doors for us? Oh yes, there we go. Oh, I've never been invited into the interior, so this is quite a honor. Oh, I guess there's a guard here.
Hail.
Oh, hell. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go inside. This Dramora's pastime is making maps. Oh dear. Oh, I think we've gone into place I wouldn't normally hang out in. It's very dark and scary and I don't know about this. What's that? Go upstairs? Through the... Oh, okay. They're in my head telling me to go upstairs. Oh gosh, it's so dark and... Oh, the map room. Okay, I understand now. Oh.
Cup, porcelain, recent Cyrodiilic style. A strange residue at the bot... Oh, never mind. That's last week's tea.
Oh dear. Okay, well, look at all the maps. Wow, this is indeed a map world. Oh, look, there's a scholar over here. Let's go over here. Maybe he knows where Craglorn map is. Excuse me, sir?
Guildmate. Do you happen to know of a good fence nearby? Biro has some scholarly research he needs to unload, and would like to not be unduly cheated.
Well, there's a good fence in Craglorn. I'll show you on the map. I'll pull up the map for you. If you go to the city of Belkarth, you'll find a great fence there. Wonder if he'll go. Well, anyways, there's... Oh, I can tell that's northern and southern elsewhere. I know that map. Oh, there's so many maps. Let's see what they are. Oh, Rivenspire. Oh, yes. And Gold Coast. We've been there. Shadowfin. Stormhaven. Hrothgar. The Rift. Oh, gosh. I think he's making every map. Malabal Tor. What's that one back there? Murkmire. Ardenfell. Oh, Craglorn. Right here it is. This is the one we want. Let's look at it. Yes, that's the map. And we're over in this area. Right in here. Well, never mind. Let's pull up the real map again. Alright, so as you can see, here we are. And we're by the Valk Hold Dungeon. Oh yeah. Yes. Dungeon Mania has been enjoying that one. And then there's the Bloodroot Forge. Maybe those of you who have watched Dungeon Mania are aware of it. And then up here is the Dragonstar Arena. Huge event for people. And the Trial Helra Citadel. And then there's the public dungeon here. Oh no, it's a Trial Sanctum Ophidia. Maybe there aren't any public dungeons here. I thought there were, but maybe not. Nope, it doesn't look that way, does it? Craglorn is a very adept zone. Those who come and play here really do seek lots and lots of hardships. Tight side! Yeah, maybe one of these days I will. What's up, Frank? Hey, crazy fighter. All right, let's go ahead and... Oh, I'll show you once more. Those of you who come on and find me online, this is where I'm going to be starting out next time I come on to play the Ellen here adventure in this area. Look, here's a house. If time permits, if time permits, we'll go and check out the other houses that you can purchase to live in. Okay. There's 3 more, I think. Yeah. A lot of people live in the Earthlear Cavern. It's a nice one. It's big and open and... Okay. All right, let's begin our lore, shall we? Let me come back on. I guess reading in this map room is probably a good thing to do, right? Yeah, I think so too. So, all right, I'm trying to... Okay, we'll just start right here. All right, so the map, the lore that I'm going to be reading from, of course, is in our journal, in the lore library, and just go down to the eidetic memory, and guess what? Craglorn? Secrets. There are 117 books. I only have 49, but I have access to all 117. So I will be reading some today that I don't actually own in my lore library here. But let's open it up. There's so much lore. One of the big things about Craglorn is the stars, right? The star keepers, the stargazers, and also what? The serpent. Yes, the serpent. So I'm just going to look at the stargazers' ramblings to start off with. The tomb of the ancient warrior. At last, the true gods are not silent. The true gods sing to us if only we have ears to hear it. I had thought my study to be purely academic, superfluous, superlicious food, the belief that knowledge follows knowledge in a dour procession like a corpse held aloft was killing me. I said, death is inevitable and living is indistinguishable from dying. How wrong was I? How is it I have looked at the stars so many times and seen only light? Oh, ecstasy! It is too much for me to bear. We do not master the truth. The truth masters us. In the end, in my final hour, I have learned to serve. The end of knowledge is not knowing, but worship. O great warrior, I lay my body at your feet. Okay. Let's see. What's this journal? This is from the journal of Shaman Aggnor. We'll read it, see what he has to say. The elders say we must always be ready. We must grab every opportunity as it presents itself, and that is exactly what I did today. I have long struggled under the outmoded ways of Shaman Lashbur Toothbreaker. I sometimes think he was old even when the first stones were set into the world. He never listens to my suggestions, never wants to try anything new or different. But the stones smile on those who are worthy. And when the skilled court entered our valley and demanded an audience with our Goltraga, the chief Bradath, Shaman Lashbur was outraged. He called for the deaths of the outsiders, but I knew that a fight with the scaled court was a fight we could not win. So I listened to the wind as it whispered through the valley rocks and knew what had to be done. I accused Lashbur of plotting to kill the chief, all in an effort to break the prophesied alliance before its bonds could forge. Chief Bradath demanded to know what I was talking about, so I spun my lies and created an elaborate tale that stroked the Goltraga's ego and sounded just perfect enough to be true. Because of my words, Bradath welcomed the skilled court into our valley, even as he ordered the death of Sun and Feathers for old Lashbur Toothbreaker. As I prepared Lashbur for his punishment, Bradath and Regent Cassipias, leader of the skilled court, discussed terms for all alliance and partnership. She seems extremely interested in our techniques for using body inks as well as our skill at crafting armor. When Bradath faltered, she did something that even I had not anticipated. She offered Bradath a place of honor within the scaled court itself. Now our chief is also the Ophidian Exarch of Undulating Destruction. A fitting title for one as bold and powerful as Bradath Rockborn. Perhaps there is a title of equal merit for Aggnor, if I continue to listen to the stones and watch for further opportunities for advancement. Lashber was beaten and cut, bloodied once for each of the 10 iron oaths of our people. Then he was left, bound to the rock and baking in the sun as the crows began to gather. As much as I would enjoy watching the old shaman finally meet his end, I must make sure to advise the chief and stand at his side as the negotiations with the skilled court continue. I will leave 2 guards to witness the old one's passing. I returned later to find Lashber gone and the guards dead, so the old shaman has a few tricks left in him. I should have expected as much. Still, what can one old, half-dead iron orc do once he has been beaten and banished? Nothing. And I have more important things to do now that the alliance with the skilled court has been agreed upon and sealed. And when next I pick up this tale, I hope to announce my new title as a regent in the court as well. I wonder what name the serpent will bestow upon me for the service I have provided this day. Well, that's an interesting journal, isn't it? Here's Cassipias' Change of Heart. This was written by Little Eve. Sean's call to the regent of serpentine stratagems. Shanescal Cassipia, she who wields the title of regent of serpentine stratagems of the skilled court, sees 12 steps ahead at all times. She carries contingencies and alternate plans with her, the way a warrior carries multiple weapons, ready to pull out the right tool for whatever situation presents itself. But her recent actions have left me confused. I don't know what to think. Maybe if I write down what I know, my path will become clearer to me. While I am loath to commit the entirety of Cassipia's actions to paper, as I don't want to inaccurately portray her complex thoughts, what I've seen and heard must be recorded. I don't want her enemies to twist the truth and paint her as some sort of serpent-hating villain. The world needs to see Cassipia's brilliance for what it really is. It's bright and piercing as a million stars, as opposed to the poor light in which she could possibly be bathed. It was Cassipias who first noticed the connection between the primordial element our alchemists call Nirncrux and the celestial energy of Aetherius. The idea to use the element to enhance the work of the iron orcs came to Cassipias almost immediately, and the stroke of genius to use it to create a new creature, that came to her in a moment of pure inspiration, worthy of the serpent herself. But then, when she saw how her work was being used at the serpent's behest, my friend and mistress became increasingly enraged. She loved the creation of the Manticora, for example, but she hated that it was being turned into nothing but an engine of destruction. She appreciated the skill the iron orcs demonstrated with their metallurgy and alchemy, but she detested that such wonderful gear was being wasted on common trolls and welwas. Suffice it to say, Cassipias has turned against the serpent, and I don't know how to reconcile that fact. She says she will lead the scaled court to a greatness, the likes of which this world has never seen. But how can she accomplish this without the serpent's blessing? I want to believe her, to trust in the woman I love and know, but can I also turn away from the serpent's coiled embrace? Cassipias is the regent of serpentine stratagems, and I am barely worthy to stand in her undulating shadow. I know something of what she plans, how she hopes to use the stable Nirncrux to elevate her power. But everything feels wrong now. And what she wants to do sounds so dangerous to me. I fear for her safety. What should I do? Dawn of the Exalted Viper. Regent Cassipias is no more. Now I am the Exalted Viper, elevated to the ranks of the Celestials, and imbued with the power to change the world, or at least I soon shall be, thanks to the secrets I have unveiled within these ancient Nedic ruins. I have replicated the process by which the Needs were able to imbue mortal creatures with celestial energy, using techniques perfected by the alchemists of the Skelt Court and the rune scribers of the Iron Orcs. They were tested upon that manticoras and the trolls. I have developed the means to transform my mortal frame into a conduit for ethereal power. Of course, none of this would have been possible if not for the discovery or rediscovery of the primal element called red brittle by the locals and Nirncrux by my alchemists. The crimson substance can be extremely dangerous in its natural state, but thanks to the refinement processes, we were able to reproduce from the ancient texts. The stable version of the element provided the key to making the transformation possible. Now we stand upon the shores of a new world. Once the process is complete, and I emerge from the spawning pool as the Exalted Viper, I shall be an equal to the celestial serpent. I shall be like a god, but not a fickle or absent deity. Oh no! The Exalted Viper shall be present and active, destroying the imperfections of the old world while creating a perfect new realm that I shall rule over. My love, bright and innocent little leaf shall be at my side. Perhaps I'll even elevate her after I have secured my own place, of course. Oh, I love that one. It's a great story. Ah, Dragon Priests arise. Oh, here's a Dragonstar Arena guest book. Would you like to see the great ones that have done and succeeded the Dragonstar Arena? Well, welcome to the greatest competition in all the planes of existence. Welcome to the Dragonstar Arena. I can tell you that this is a wonderful place to go to level up, in addition to the Alchemir Dome and Circuit. I am your host and battle master, the great and powerful Hyatt. I know we're going to get along just fine, and I look forward to seeing you in action. Put on a good show and give it your best shot, and even if you die horribly, you will be remembered for at least being brave enough to step foot onto the arena floor. Now please sign so that your name will be recorded in the arena archives. I never forget a face, but I'm terrible at remembering names. Arena guests have been Calicia, Carmion, Iola Windstrider, Ramsey Windstrider, Darian Gautier, Scordo the Knife, Horak, Junlock, Gunran, Salim, Kanisa, Waster Frozen Fist, Balika, Narika, Sweeps Dust, Mixlano, Champion Markald, and the Fighters Guild. Kazbur, the Wanderer. Oh, I probably wasn't supposed to sign this. Sirio, Balrock, and Chippity. Then when you go to the arena, your name gets added, I think. I forget. All right. How the Yokudans chased the stars. And the Yokudans, who was also called the Starman, studied the stars and charted their movements. He saw that when the warrior was high in the sky, victory followed. And when the warrior was gone from the sky, came famine and desolation. He charted this cycle across the seasons. Through 2 risings and settings, he recorded the warrior's astral path. And the Starman said to his kinsmen, "Let us follow the warrior, find the place where he rests, and pledge ourselves to him, so that victory will follow us all our days. Then never again will we suffer famine and desolation." And it was agreed. The Starman led the Yokudans by ship, following the path of the warrior across mountains and vast deserts, and victory followed them, and famine and desolation fled before them. And the warrior's charges were 3, the Lord, the Lady, and the steed. And they paid homage to these with gifts and incense. And where the warrior was at his apex, there they ended their journey. There they built a temple and a tomb for all the warriors who had died on the journey. And in death the warrior honored them and made them his eternal guardians, undying as the stars and as numerous. The place where they stopped has not been marked on any map, but any who wish to find it must only do as they did and follow the warrior. Now, for those of you listening, I hope that you are at least versed in the fact that Craglorn is all about the mundus stones, right? The stones and the stars. This is what Craglorn is about. And the mundus stones, the warriors, the lady, the lord, the steed, those are all mundus stones. The most important one, the warrior, is like our northern light, our north star, right? So they followed that constellation. So I think it's really a cool thing to know and to be able to understand and tie into some of the base meaning. All right, if I came there, would you have me sit on the carpet and give me something to drink? You're funny. Oh, what outfit am I wearing? I did share that at the beginning of the stream, but I can tell you again, but then I have to go out. But it's the Bloodthorn Mage, I think, is what I'm wearing. It's a motif, and I'm wearing all the parts of it, so it's not a mixed outfit this week. It is one motif. Okay, Intercepted Stargazers document. I don't remember. Hurrah! I discovered another Skeld Court lair in Upper Craglorn. They have commandeered the Lothna Caverns, a series of caves to the northeast of the Sky Reach ruins. The number of forces present in the caverns are truly impressive. I have no idea where the serpent is acquiring all these followers. Perhaps we need to start using their recruitment tactics. Teasing. I tease. I spotted the assassin Viskar entering the Lothna Caverns. That tells me that the caves are extremely important to the Skeld Court. They just got infinitely more dangerous. I'll send additional information as I get it. Okay, so the Lothna Caverns in the Upper Craglorn. Let's see if we can see that on the map. You ready? The caverns. Right there they are. You see them? Whoops. I went off it. There. This one's important. So, you might want to go do that one. I think that lore book came from it also. It's right between the defunct Nirncrux mine, which all of these world bosses up here are pretty easy. I still have to go up and finish this one. But they're all, you can do them by yourself. So go up and get those. And this once was where all Nirncrux was kind of harvested, because this is all the Nirncrux mines, but now it's not limited, I guess. Now you run all over. It's really hard to get Nirncrux. Yeah. Anyways, the Sanctum Ophidia trial, which I've never been to, as you can see, and the defunct Nirncrux mine. Right between those two is the Lothna Caverns. Okay. Let me do a time check. It's 1:45. Let me just make sure there was one other thing I thought I wanted to... Life in the Skeld Court. There it is. Okay. A report prepared for the Stargazers by Valinka Stoneheaver. I finally got a chance to use one of the simple tricks my mentor, the famed explorer and adventurer Narcissus Drin, taught me. Turns out if you dress in the same outfit as the people around you, keep your head low and act like you belong, you can infiltrate even one of the most evil and dastardly cults currently operating in Craglorn. Even so, it wasn't easy, and I felt for sure that I was going to be revealed as a spy every moment I was there. But I snuck inside and emerged again to tell the tale, barely. So let me tell you about life in the Skeld Court. At least life as I saw it for about 4 hours last Midas. For the most part, life in the Skeld Court camp was much like what you'd expect in any gathering of rough and tumble fighters and mages. There was the usual good-natured banter among people who lived, worked, and fought side by side. There were a number of harsher words exchanged, too, showing that not everyone in the cult always gets along, but they had a singularity of purpose. The members of the Skeld Court and I interacted with were dedicated to their leaders, their god, and their cause. It was scary how devoted to the serpent these men and women seemed to be. One young man, a former bandit from Rivenspire, was particularly enamored with the leaders of the Skeld Court. He seemed to be particularly intrigued by the highfalutin, in my opinion, and grandiose titles and affectionations the leaders assigned to themselves. It starts at the very top with the Council of Regents, who apparently control the organization. I never got to meet any of the regents, but most were spoken of with admiration and awe. I believe that some of them hold positions in the hearts of the Skeld Court, almost as revered as the celestial serpent himself. There seemed to be some disagreement as to the wisdom of making the Iron Orc chieftain the Ophidian exarch of undulating destruction. No one could fault that the addition of the Iron Orcs to the Skeld Court's ranks was an inspired idea, but instituting the brutish Brodoth into the highest echelons of the Serpent's forces in Upper Craglorn was not sitting well with everyone in camp. I gathered this opinion in fits and starts by interpreting asides and whispers and pressing the most upset members for whatever additional information they were willing to share. Even so, no one I met wanted to challenge the Ophidian Exarch or the other regents, so the Orc Chieftain's promotion stands. Other leadership positions in the Skeld Court include the Regent of Wriggling Nightmares, who seems to be invoked in crafting monsters loyal to the Serpent, the Regent of Fanged Fury, the Vizier of Slithering Visions, and a woman named Cassipias, who they called the Regent of Serpentine stratagems. An entirely different chain of command was in place in Lower Craglorn. I never encountered any of these pompously titled individuals, and that's probably a good thing, as I'm not sure my disguise would have fooled them. I spent the rest of my time in the camp wandering around and listening to conversations, watching men and women perform the multitude of mundane tasks that fill the day at a military camp. And make no mistake, the Skeld Court is as military an organization as any I've ever encountered. I heard mention of some unidentified substance that they seemed important to the Skeld Court, but I could never determine exactly what it was. Perhaps someone in the Stargazers has heard of it. They refer to it as Nirncrux dust. Whatever the substance is used for, the Skeld Court seems to consider it vital to their plans. During my final hours in the camp, I began to get the distinct impression that I was being watched. I immediately alert. I scanned the area for any sign that I had been recognized as the outsider I was. However, no one was raising an alert. No one was rushing toward me, but the feeling persisted, and I decided I had overstayed my welcome. I started to disengage from the group and slowly make my way to the edge of the camp, when a band of iron orcs wandered in. If the sight of them made my blood run cold, my first view of the armored troll that accompanied them froze the blood in my veins. The troll wore strange armor of orcish design, run through with glyphs that made me want to look away, although maybe that was just the fear the creature inspired in me. I could have sworn it turned to study me, but then it was pulled along by its orc masters, and I had a clear path out of the camp. Before I reached the freedom I so desperately desired, however, I felt a hand gently grip my shoulder. I tensed, let out a few deep breaths to steady my nerves, and turned to face whoever had found me out. I was looking at a young wood elf with piercing eyes. She smiled, not unkindly, and handed me a folded piece of paper. "You're nice," she said. Then she turned away, leaving me to depart without further incident. I must have walked for an hour or more before I finally slowed and rested my weary back against a large, cool boulder. I sank to the ground and unfolded the piece of paper. It contained 5 short words. "Tell them what you saw." I dropped the paper and ran, sure that the howling hordes of the Skeld Court were chasing on my heels, but I made it back to Belkarth without any problems, and wrote this report while it was still fresh in my mind. So fresh, in fact, that I probably have nightmares. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. All right, Nirncrux is studied. This is important, okay? By Minden Flot, Regent of Roiling Concoctions, what a remarkable substance the Skeld Court has discovered, or perhaps I should say rediscovered, for it is true that the ancient natives made use of this primordial element in ages past. They even appear to have known about its unique properties, including its ability to absorb and distribute ethereal energy. But I feel confident in my claims that even the natives never achieved the variety of uses we have discovered for the element we call Nirncrux. When the Regent of Serpentine Stratagems emerged from the ruins of Sky Ridge and gave us the gift of Nirncrux, we were equally parts excited and confused as to what to do with the primordial element, but the serpent whispered to the Regent, and she in turn described several ways we could immediately utilize the substance to increase the power of the Skeld Court. But simple tricks and minor boasts were just the beginning. The Regent of Serpentine Stratagems had greater plans than these. and she ordered me and my alchemist to increase the application of the element 100-fold. My alchemist first studied the viability of the element in its natural, solid form. The substance can be found as veins running through denser rock throughout the upper region of Craglorn, and sometimes as grains or nuggets along riverbeds or at the base of hills and mountains. In its solid form, Nirncrux is brittle and flaky. It resists attacks by most acids, does not tarnish when exposed to air or water. However, it is neither dense enough nor strong enough for use in practical application, such as forging weapons or crafting armor. When grounded to a powder or dust, the true worth of Nirncrux comes to light. The energy stored within the individual grains of dust can be released using an ancient Nedic ritual that we have modified to better serve the serpent. And the energized Nirncrux dust can be utilized in potions, elixirs, and other concoctions. For example, the preliminary tests suggest that the dust can be incorporated into the ink used by the Iron Orcs to create their intricate power-focusing tattoos. Imagine decorating creatures such as trolls and wewas with this ritualistic tattoos. Can they be made into even more powerful engines of destruction? We believe the answer is a resounding yes. We've already provided the newly named Ophidian Exarch of Undulating Destruction, otherwise known as the Iron Orc Chieftain Braddock, with enough of the Nirncrux dust to enhance ink to decorate nearly 100 of the wild creatures, and more of the primordial element is being gathered for processing even as I write these words. Another immediate application of the dust is being spearheaded by the regents of Wriggling Nightmares and his team. It involves ancient spawning pools and a variety of exotic and dangerous creatures. By mixing the Nirncrux dust with the primeval procreative nature of the pools, he hopes to create an entirely new monster to add to the serpent's growing arsenal. I will be interested to see how his theories come to fruition. A promising avenue to explore involves another state of the element. We believe that the molten form of the substance might provide an even greater release of ethereal power. Ancient Nedic writing that we discovered suggests that whatever processes these lost people once used to either create or enhance celestial creatures required the molten form of the substance. We are building great crucibles to smelt the substance into a liquid state. Why the substance only appears in Upper Craglorn remains a mystery, though my alchemists have formed a number of theories to explain it. The leading candidate suggests that the substance was deposited in the region in the distant past by chunks of rock that fell from the sky. Another possibility indicates that the Nades may have used arcane rituals to draw the substance up from deep within the core of the world, as hinted at in a few wall decorations we examined in Skyreach's ruins. We may never fully understand where this primordial element came from, or what it truly is, but that will not stop us from using it for the glory and grand purpose of Serpent and his mortal limbs, the regents of serpentine stratagems. So you see, Nirncrux was never intended for armor or weapons because it just doesn't congeal properly, which is very funny that there are warriors in Elderscrolls Online that think that it's the best, but potions and elixirs and also tattooed and the creation of monsters are enlivened. Now I think personally that it's stars It's bits and pieces of stars that fell to the earth. And if it was brought up from the foundation, from the molten core of Tamriel, it could be what we call lava. I don't know. Who knows? It's all a mystery. Well, my friends, that's it for today. We don't have time to go visit those other homes. But I'll tell you what, Craglorn is so rich and there's still more lore I want to read. So I'm certain that next week we will return and start out from this abode and continue on our way. So join me next week for the Tamriel Storyteller Hour as we continue our journey of Craglorn lore. Okay, that's all she wrote. Bye for now. And again, this was dedicated to the writers of Elder Scrolls Online. Bye, thank you for being here and tuning in.